Alright you guys, welcome back to the channel once more. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as I have news for you. Especially those of you that are in the housing lottery in the New York City area. This could pretty much happen anywhere, but everybody's personal information was exposed online in search engines. Yahoo, Bing, and a few others. But somehow Google wasn't affected. We had the T-app exposure. Now we have the housing lottery. Anything online could be exposed. Nobody's safe. Nothing's foolproof. Let's start with the story by CBS 2 New York. Let's go.
And now to a CBS News New York investigation, a data breach for applicants to New York City's affordable housing lottery program. Hundreds of thousands of applications dating back years were publicly viewable online, including salaries, addresses, and even in some cases, social security numbers. Investigator Tim McNicholas went searching for some explanations.
Imagine someone types your name into a search engine and one of the top results is your apartment application, including the private details you sent the landlord.
So we don't want to broadcast your sensitive information, obviously, so we have to be careful about this. What I did is I just wrote some stuff down. Is this your name, your email address, and your phone number?
That is correct. And
Yeah, that's spooky. And it's funny how there's little to no lawsuits when these breaches happen. Like nobody's held accountable for it. They just sweep it under the rug. Bullshit.
this is correct.
Yes, it is.
That's what happened to these women, whose New York City affordable housing lottery applications were among hundreds of thousands that we discovered online, publicly viewable.
Is that your income?
Yes, it was.
I'm not supposed to know that.
I'm not a city worker. You're not supposed to know any of my income.
Ooh, Big Bat got an attitude. Okay, baby.
I know. It's bad.
So how did I know? A tip to our newsroom informed us that a website used to internally sort applications for apartments in the city's Housing Connect lottery program was popping up in search results. It often appeared as one of the top results in Microsoft Bing, Yahoo, and DuckDuckGo when searching applicants' names.
What the hell? I never even heard of DuckDuckGo. But I'll say this much. If you Google yourself and you find your name on stuff, if you find sensitive information on there, like your address and phone record, public records, you could request to have that stuff removed. It's at the bottom of the page. You could send a request to have your information removed.
We learned those links included links to other pages with thousands of applicants' names, numbers, incomes, and some pages even included social security numbers.
That's a little much. And like I said, nobody's going to get sued for this.
We've blurred any identifying information.
Is that why I've been getting so many scam calls?
Of course it does worry me. Because it's not only my information, it's my family's information.
That's right. Because see, what happens is they found her information. What they're going to do is the database is going to try to link any possible relatives in the area to her name and her information. It'll say possible relatives.
That online platform is managed by Reside New York, one of the companies the city approved to review tenant applications on behalf of private building developers in the program. Neither the city or Reside New York agreed to interviews with us, but hours after we reached out,
Boxes stacked on top of each other. This is the new standard of living, even outside of New York. They're not building a lot of single family homes anymore. What they're doing is they're building a lot of dink communities. Oh my God. So the culture now is a high-rise condo with matcha lattes every day.
to them, we discovered the information was no longer publicly viewable. Reside New York's executive director sent us an email saying the company is reviewing what happened, taking steps to protect applicant privacy, and now the information in question is not accessible online.
Yeah,
Does that mean it's gone?
Almost certainly the answer is no for things like this.
NYU computer science professor Justin Kapos calls it a gold mine for fraudsters.
It's entirely possible that this information was already retrieved by malicious parties. If I'm a attacker, a scammer, I can go and obviously if I call you up on the phone and say, hey, I'm from the housing office, I need you to give me a deposit for this apartment.
The city agency that oversees Housing Connect, the Housing Preservation and Development Department, or HPD, says it told Reside New York this incident is an unacceptable violation of the standards for data privacy that we require. HPD sent us a statement saying, in part, "We understand how frustrating this is to New Yorkers, and even though HPD was not directly at fault, we are taking the necessary steps to ensure that this does not happen ever again." In case there's any trace of the...
And to be honest with you, when this happens, a lot of times it's a person on the inside. So a lot of times this is not even a mistake. This is usually a disgruntled employee that gets mad and be like, boss pissed him off. So he's like, fuck this company, I'm exposing everybody. Yeah, it happens.
The application's still out there. CBS News New York is not naming the victims we spoke with. They say they're frustrated that in a city where affordable housing is so hard to find, one of the few options caused an invasion of their privacy.
They should really, at the very least, show that they're changing it moving forward.
At least they should send that letter to apologize that they did something wrong.
HPD says it alerted Reside New York as soon as we reached out, and the city is now looking into potential policy changes to ensure this can't happen again. The agency says it is giving Reside New York a corrective action plan as the company investigates the scale of this, and Reside New York has agreed to pay for credit monitoring services for affected applicants. Christine, this was not a hack. That online portal was just publicly viewable.
It's really incomprehensible, and I feel like these victims have been violated in some sense. I did notice, though, that you didn't mention Google when you were doing the searches. Were they part of this as well?
So we typed some of those names into Google, and for whatever reason, those results did not appear in Google's search engine. We asked Google about that. They said they can't explain it. They can't explain why, because those pages are no longer viewable.
But it once was. That's what's stupid. So how could you not explain something that was once there? It's a cover-up. They want to protect their company, their employees, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Anyway, this is Kylie Vale. Let me know what you think about this. Hope you enjoyed this segment. It's very interesting. Anyway, I'll catch you guys. Peace.